we are equal. You can't discriminate, and you got to give equal access. And guess what? And I want to say it because I want these three gentlemen that report to this building to understand it. The undocumented, those from Mexico, have more rights than I do. I'm a citizen.
Unfortunately, this country is called America. If you were to go live in Mexico, like many of my cousins chose to do, go back, you would study Mexican history. If you go
this is Mexican American history.
You're going to study
They have a language barrier, and that's what federal law is all about. This was brought to a point in 1964. We sit here 48 years later, and we're still debating that, and the community is still suffering, and that needs to end. There are people that are in charge of this district that have taken an oath to educate those, no matter what color, to the same level and to the same heights. And that does not appear to be happening. There seems to be some bias. There seems to be some bias in accordance with the complaint based on race, color, and national origin.
But I'm an exact example of the fact that racism, as much as you want to say it's about your color, it's not now. It doesn't matter if you're black, Hispanic, Asian. If you're highly educated, you're going to be highly respected. You have a position that no one can take away from you. If you're highly educated, you're going to be highly respected. You have a position that no one can take away from you. Of the fact that racism, as much as you want to say it's about your color, it's not now.
It is time to look up the federal government in an election year. It took them 90 days to get here after I filed it. It took 2 weeks for the Cesar Chavez thing. I just turned in the Ana Castillo thing, and they're talking about it. They are very receptive because of what 1070 is doing to the streets. They're not idiots. They just can't believe the plethora and the amount of civil rights violations in the town of Tucson and in the state of Arizona as a whole. It is time that federal law be understood. I have studied it for 18 years, and I'm going to pour my heart into these streets, and we're going to pile the complaints, and we're going to bring pressure where pressure needs to come. And it is time that the students, the parents, the teachers, and those that are trying to educate the masses are allowed to do their job without discriminatory things put in place. If one does not understand federal law, they better get out of education in the Tucson Unified School District. We are not here to just watch the grass grow or watch the cactus get watered. What I am telling you is we are coming. We have been is in English. There are no written accommodations in any other language but English on that agenda and on the sign-up sheet to speak to the board. That violates Title VI. That violates Executive Order 13166 when there's no interpreters and there's no translators for the people at large that don't even fit in there. That's a problem there, okay? That's also an open meeting law violation per Tom Horn's Arizona Attorney General Agency Handbook, okay? Under call to the public. When you have a little teeny tiny room and you know you're going to get a big crowd, guess what the open meeting law says? You better go to a bigger room. They have violated the open meeting law. We're going to go address that, hopefully with the county attorney. And we've springboarded off of that federally, saying it's based on one color, guys, not multiple colors. That's where the federal violation is.
The fact that racism, as much as you want to say it's about your color, it's not now. Unfortunately, this country is called America.
The minute that somebody receives funds from the federal government to operate their entity, they make an agreement. They make an agreement that there will be equal access. That includes nobody will be discriminated against based on ethnic origin, language, or location, or absolutely anything. So all the things that he identified here that restrict people from participating in the running of this school district has put them in violation. And there's numerous things. As you all know, you live here. You know there's lots of things that have put restrictions in here. There's a guy sitting on a truck out there with this saying he's been violated. Special ed has been provided for with Title VI. So the people here now need to hear the message, which is the people running this school district are not aware of the law that governs it. And they've been operating in violation of the federal law for a long time. We're simply the messengers of that information, and we are here to invite the public to join us in helping the district correct itself.